2 days away from the Japanese release of SAO Online Progressive Anime Starless Night movie, and we got a 1 minute and 20 seconds complete scene from the movie as a preview, the ending portion of Kayaba's speech at the beginning of the game, and we got way too many cameos to talk about, and trust me, there are more than you realized at a glance. Welcome everyone, it's me Gamerturk, your best source of SAO Online information, and this is a mini Progressive Explained, diving into the cameos featured in our over a minute long preview scene. Before we begin, if you're new to my Explained series, what I do here is essentially provide you all the vital information on characters, events, action, lore from the source material, light novels. And yes, if you have been watching my Explained series for a while, or my new mini-series straight from the book, you already recognize the amount of key details present in the movie straight from the source. Well, this will be a short one, basically quickly going over a couple of cameo screenshots. Timestamps will still be in the description for you to easily navigate the video, along with Amazon and Book Depository affiliate links so you can grab the light novels for yourselves. Due to popular request, I also have SAO Platinum Collector's Edition as part of the light novels folder there. Don't miss out on it if you're interested, it currently has a large discount. Don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth SAO coverage, and let's cast away the sly foxes spreading misinformation and get on with this Progressive Explained. If you follow me on Twitter, you already got the full suite of these cameos early on today. As always, it's faster to tweet than it is to make a video in a day where I have university, so I strongly recommend following me on Twitter. It also goes without saying, but I should say it anyways, these will not be all the cameos we are likely going to receive in the entire movie, let alone during Kayaba's tutorial. In one of the shots in the trailers, we already received Kirito and Klein's beta avatars, as well as this avatar of a player looking awfully lot like Diavel, so this video is solely focusing on this 1 minute scene, nothing more, which I'll also link in the description. It's not region locked, you can just go ahead and watch it yourself. Well, I love the amazing animation work for Kayaba's disappearance by turning into that blood-like liquid and getting sucked into the ceiling. Animation praise is not our objective today. First shot is this one of Asuna and Mityo. However, while it is not possible to confirm due to a red-haired Cutlass user not being in the frame, the person in the back certainly does look like Kirito rather than a generic background person. But moving on to the clearer cameos, we see Sachi right there quite scared, and to her right, while it's a bit vague due to the change of art style since season 1, that person does look like Tetsuo, the buckler and mace user of Moonlit Black Cats. And many of you are probably asking at this point where the rest of the Moonlit Black Cats are. Great question, I might say, which applies to some later shots as well, so answering it here would be good. You see, not everyone actually met each other immediately after logging in. I would say especially the quote-unquote gamers at heart are more bound by this specific attitude, as they'll likely just log in and try to get a feel of this new world as solo first before meeting up with their friends later down the line. On top of this, not everyone logged in instantly on launch to meet up in the town of beginning spawn area. For example, if Keita from the Moonlit Black Cats logged in on launch while Sachi and Tetsuo logged in like half an hour later, chances are Keita would not wait for them in the town of beginnings for half an hour in the biggest gaming hype of the past 2 decades. Groups like that likely planned meetups later in the day to ensure all of them definitely would be available, or would likely have completed their exploring by then. The same thing happened with Klein and Furin Kazan, where Klein just hung out with Kirito the entire day and only after the tutorial of Kayaba decided to search for his fellow guildmates. Now, the next shot, obviously it's not a hard task to recognize Agil over there in the middle of a sea of Japanese players. He obviously stands out a lot, standing out like that. On the right side, with her red hair, you see Rosalia, the leader of the Titan Sand PK guild that you'll recognize from the Shilika chapter. But that's not all there is in this scene. If you look to the left, that is most certainly Nochizawa Eiji, aka Nautilus from Ordinal Scale. His hair is a 1-to-1 match, and while his hair color looks slightly darker here, literally everybody's hair color looks darker due to the color palette used in this shot, because it's sunset. Yuna is of course not visible on screen, at least in this shot specifically, but again, either they did not meet up yet, or Yuna is just slightly off camera at this moment, as Eiji is just having the trauma of his life after being the one who invited Yuna to play the game together so he would gather the courage in this virtual world to confess to her. Feel free to check out my hopeful chant story of the past video for that entire story and how much of a tragedy it ended up in. We got the far shot of Asuna and Mito with 2 more cameos on screen. Right in front of Mito, we see Sasha, the woman running the orphanage in the town of beginnings that you'll remember towards the end of the original Aincrad anime. If you look a little bit further to the left, that right there is Mr. Ugly Face Kuradeel. I initially commented on Twitter that it was before his hair was colored to a lighter color, but then it dawned on me that it's literally the same thing that affected Eiji in the earlier shot. The sunset is just causing his hair to look a lot darker than it actually is. Like, even Rosalia and Sachi in their own shots, they have darker tones to their hair in comparison to a shot in proper sun in the original anime. Lisbeth cameo it's pretty clear that I don't even need to say anything about it, same as season 1 episode 1, as long as you knew she dyed her hair down the line, this won't trick you at all. And of course I cannot gloss over these two, Ulrik and Miyurin, recurring anime original characters that you regularly see plenty of times in the series. They return once again as part of the crowd here. One last thing I want to mention is that you see some more pronounced players compared to others in the crowd, especially the person in Lisbeth cameo comes to mind. I do not have a clear reference, of course, solely based on light novels. Abeshi only illustrates key and character focused scenes, whereas the rare amount of random other characters are as good as placeholders, so if someone is looking too pronounced in these scenes, you can potentially end up seeing them become a part of the clearing squad, basically as a cost-effective way of using existing character concept arts in a sense. The fact that Argo does not get a cameo here is a great sign. That means she'll either get a proper cameo dedicated to her, or some people actually thought her proper screen time in Aria was a cameo appearance because they had no idea about the source material, which happens way too often. Either way, we'll learn more in just 2 days once the movie launches in Japan, so stay tuned and subscribe for more in-depth Sword Art Online content. If you made it this far, comment "He rules us" to let me know. If you enjoyed this explained, please do leave a like. My summary video for the first day side story that establishes Kirito's attitude to Sword Art Online in Progressive is airing tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for the fastest news possible. SAO The First Day merch among others are available on my spring page. A huge thanks to all my patrons and channel members as always, and until next time, stay cool.